From Pitchfork and Drive Like Jehu to Rocket from the Crypt and much more, his sound has helped define our city for over 3 decades. Through his Swami Records, he's lifted up young artists, and through touring and over the airwaves with the Swami sound system, he's carried San Diego's voice around the world. Tonight, we honor an architect of our city's musical identity. John Reis makes San Diego louder, prouder, and way more awesome.
Hey, John, congratulations.
Hey, John, Mark Grant here, and I hope this finds you well. Sorry I can't be there tonight on your big...
We'll start over. Here we go. Be surprised when Mark comes up, okay?
John Reis.
There you go.
Hey, John, congratulations. Tim Flannery here. We have a lot of things in common, like these guys, the old baseball game. These are Pete Rose bats, Tony Gwynn bats, one of my bats. But also, being from Ocean Beach, you probably like a little of the wave riding. And I know you know all about this, and you probably know about that. Anyway, congratulations for what you've accomplished, and you've taken the music to a whole nother level. And here in San Diego, we watch you from a distance, and just want to say congratulations, San Diego Music Hall of Famer. Way to go.
Hey, John, Mark Grant here, and I hope this finds you well. Sorry I can't be there tonight on your big night, but I am in the Windy City, Chicago, on the Magnificent Mile. Yes, and you are one magnificent musician. Hey, congratulations on being inducted into the San Diego Music Hall of Fame. You know, Bob Marley said it best. The one good thing about music is that when it hits you, you feel no pain. Thanks for relieving all that pain all those years. As I said, in Chicago here at the great Chicago musicians, Curtis Mayfield, Muddy Waters, Herbie Hancock, Lou Rawls, Styx, I can go on, Miles Davis. Well, you are the great San Diego musician. So, John, congratulations on your induction. Wish I could be there. All the best to you, my friend. Thanks for all you do through the years. Have a great night, my friend. See ya.
Hi, everyone. Ted Leitner. Wanted to say congratulations to all the new inductees into the San Diego Music Hall of Fame, and specifically John Reis. I'd never met John. I know of John, but I had not met him, and when he was asked by Jefferson who we'd like to have introduce him and induct him into the Hall of Fame, he mentioned me. And I was so touched by that and flattered by that. The older you get, the more you love to hear things like that. And John, thank you. It meant a lot to me, except when I tried to read the introduction. These old eyes don't work very well anymore, as they say in sports. The final score was glaucoma 1, Teddy nothing. So I can just say hello this way. And since I've been retired fully now, I used the line that Lou Costello used after he and Abbott and Costello broke up. And he said, well, now I'm a has-been, but look where I has been. And I feel the same way, working all these years in San Diego and listening to the San Diego music scene and getting so much enjoyment from it. And for that, I thank you and congratulate you again on your induction into the San Diego Music Hall of Fame.
I should have edited that out, but I didn't. All right, folks, and now to present John Reis. Please welcome a native San Diegan, guitarist for the Hang Zeros and owner of San Diego's iconic burger palace, Hodad's, and one of the driving forces behind You Are Not Alone, OB, the suicide prevention run, walk, skate. Please welcome Shane Hardin.
Hey, how's it going? Didn't know I was following Ted fucking Leitner, so that's cool. I'm gonna read this thing I wrote. I'll just get right into it. When I was a small, bowl-cutted child of the 90s and early 2000s in my dad's burger joint, not only was I intaking valuable information regarding sex and drugs in Ocean Beach, Hodad's was also my education in rock and roll of all eras. I had the unique and corrupting experience of being a sweet little cherub amongst a pirate ship of surfers, skaters, drunks, porn stars, and paint huffers. Woo! With an extremely formative soundtrack to match. It wasn't until years later that I learned that behind much of the noise coming from the kitchen stereo were a few different bands with one common denominator. San Diego is a weird city. So, it only makes sense that after a shocking number of years of inductees, the San Diego Music Hall of Fame recognizes one of the most prolific artists in the city's history of weird, heavy music. Swami John Reis has been an active member of the San Diego music scene since the mid to late 80s, having been an instrumental creative force behind enough bands that if I were to list them all, it would probably account for the entire amount of time that you guys would allow me to speak. I've been a big fan of his, at first unknowingly, since I was a kid. The first time I can recall seeing the name Rocket from the Crypt was on my older sister's stack of CDs in her room that she guarded for dear life, almost forbidding the rest of us kids from even liking the same bands that she did. It was only a few years later that I began discovering what the San Diego music scene had to offer and playing in bands with my friends, something John has managed to make a career out of, becoming what my friends and I like to call a professional 8th grader. Starting with his first real band, Pitchfork, John developed lifelong friendships and musical marriages with many talented San Diegans, most famously with the late, great Rick Froberg. Give it up for Rick, ladies and gentlemen. Come on! His decades-long relationship with Rick gave birth to what I would consider some of the most genre-defining and impactful contributions to rock and roll, punk, alternative, post-hardcore, and everything in between and beyond. Their interwoven guitar parts, paired with Rick's strained lead vocals in both Drive Like Jehu and Hot Snakes, became instantly recognizable forces in not only the San Diego underground music scene, but driving forward similar scenes worldwide. Drive Like Jehu also had the most epic reunion show in San Diego history back in 2014, performing for thousands, including me and my friends, with Dr. Carol Williams at the Spreckles Organ Pavilion in Balboa Park. An unforgettable show for anyone who was there in the park that day, whether willingly or unwillingly. His time as Speedo in Rocket from the Crypt, which began roughly the same time as Drive Like Jehu, contradicted much of what Jehu had to offer. As opposed to the tense dissonance in Jehu, Rocket instead focused on creating a bit funner sound that's much more big band punk rock with a horn section complementing catchier hooks, creating a huge sound that led to worldwide success and acclaim. There are simply too many things to mention in a situation like this. Hot Snakes, Night Marchers, Sultans, Plosives, his solo work, and basically everything this dude has touched have been staples of the San Diego music scene for decades. John's refusal to sit still and rest on his earlier laurels have cemented his place as an icon of our city, I would argue right up there with the Friar, Shamu, and the Chicken Pie Shop. Often simultaneously, he has fulfilled the roles of guitar player, singer, songwriter, radio DJ, record label owner, bar owner, children's television entertainer, father, mentor, producer, and I would say he's stuck around long enough to earn the title Tribal Elder to thousands of kids he's never met. His DIY approach to music and live entertainment in general is important to recognize as an influence to punk kids everywhere. The fact that he and his various bands were at times influencing multiple genres from all different directions is just insane and a testament to this dude's enviable work ethic. John, if you ever need a real job, I'd love to poach you as a busboy. As a fellow native San Diegan musician and music lover, it's an incredible opportunity to be able to induct Swami John Reis into the San Diego Music Hall of Fame. Give it up for the man, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Shane Hardin. And now to play a couple of John's songs, please welcome the Fooks.
Yeah, we want to thank you, John. You provided the soundtrack to our early days in San Diego.
Is he here? I was looking forward to screwing up the song in front of the man who wrote it. Hey, that's the one you might remember from 96, all over 91X. Saw right through me, saying it started to unglue me, and I knew that I couldn't win. Wanna steal your love, stop and hold the door, just to pull my good luck in. So we ride, rope, on a rope, got me hanging on a rope, on a rope, got me hanging on a rope. Oh yeah, got me hanging on a rope, on a rope, on a rope, got me hanging on a rope, on a rope, on a rope, got me hanging on a rope. Same old story, yeah, it's getting kinda gory, young, all-time low away. Turn into a treasure, taste the blood so red, choke words that I can't say. No gun, no bomb, nowhere I'll run, too bad I'm not in shape. To burn and seem to care. We ride, got me hanging on a rope. 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 Oh yeah, got me hanging on a rope. We ride, got me hanging on a rope. We ride, got me hanging on a rope. On a rope, on a rope, got me hanging on a rope. On a rope, on a rope, got me hanging on a rope. On a rope. All right, I'm ready. The wild sound's gonna take me away. That beat's so steady. Fall to my knees, just start crying, 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 crying. No, 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 please. We ride, we ride, got me hanging on a rope. 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 On a rope, got me hanging on a rope. On a rope, on a rope, got me hanging on a rope. On a rope, on a rope, got me hanging on a rope. On a rope, on a rope, got me hanging on a rope. On a rope, on a rope, got me hanging on a rope. Well, this is the weirdest gig ever. But we're going to span John's career. This is the new one, From Time to Let You Down. It's a title track about every girlfriend I've ever had. The song's called Time to Let You Down. Do it all, fool headstrong. Time has made a fool of me. A hypocrite, but was I wrong? Time has made a fool of me. Time to let you down. Time to let you down. Time to let you down. It ain't what it used to be. It ain't what it used to be. It ain't what it used to be. Everywhere I run the town. Drink the worst, but drink the best. Time has made a fool of me. Look in the mirror and I get depressed. Time has made a fool of me. Time to let you down. Time to let you down. Time to let you down. It ain't what it used to be. It ain't what it used to be. It ain't what it used to be. I hear them screaming around something in the night. I hear them screaming, lost girls in the night. So keep on screaming, even though I don't know the lyrics to this song. Time to let you down. 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 Dry your eyes doesn't get out of your head. Well, John, hope I didn't let you down. Thank you for the awesome career.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Thank you, John Reis.
Thank you, Fooks. Give it up for John Reis.
Please join us in welcoming to the San Diego Music Hall of Fame, John Reis.
Thank you. That's the beauty of music. Thinks the song's about his ex-girlfriend when it's about early onset dementia. I was enticed here because I heard that they have a microphone, and I like to talk in it. All right. So, yeah, this is weird because, you know, the kind of music I make is rarely considered to have much musical value. So it is strange, but I do appreciate it very much. Thanks so much for celebrating all the musicians here today. You know, I feel that all the people here are so deserving to be in a San Diego Music Hall of Fame, and I'm very honored to be associated with them. So if you don't know me, here's a little bit about myself. Contrary to rumors, I was not born with a tail. I think you should stop that. It's mean and it's hurtful. But I was born a month premature, and I had to stay in the hospital for weeks. And apparently, during that time, I just screamed and screamed and screamed and screamed and screamed. And you're saying, like, well, why is he telling me this? Well, I'm telling you this because if you were to listen to my music, that's why I sound the way that I do, all right? So my voice has been described as an acquired lack of taste. So, but look where I am now. Look who's laughing. Haha. All right. So I can't remember a time when music wasn't a massive force in my life, and yet I do not consider myself a musician. You know, it actually feels kind of weird to be kind of considered in the same league with this group of inductees, except for Bart. He's not much of a musician either, Bart. You know, I gotta say, it's like, on my tax return, I don't put musician as my occupation. I put entertainer, because that kind of seems more accurate. I don't know if they can do an audit on that, though. You know, we've seen you play, sir. You are not an entertainer or a musician. So I've been thinking, since Jefferson told me about this, I've been thinking a lot about what it means to be a musician, and I've kind of thought about like all the time that I've invested in my life playing guitar, and I figured out that I have spent 3 times more time playing the guitar than I have been asleep. And that sounds impressive, but if you've heard me play guitar, you're like, you should be a lot better. Like, not a little bit better, but like, you should be so good. And I'm not, you know, so, but that's okay. I'm fine with that, you know. You know, I barely know the chords, the names of the chords. I can't read music. I can read, I can't read music. I just pretend to know the time signatures, but really I'm just following the drummer. That's what I'm doing. I'm looking at him out of the corner of my eye, and I'm just looking back there. So, and this is not me, you know, speaking modestly. That's just the way it is. But early on, I did figure out one very important thing, and that was that there's one thing that I can do that no one else can do, and that is just to be me. I can be me. I can do that. I can do that. And so that's how I approach making noise, the noise and music that I make. I will never play guitar like Jimi Hendrix or Django Reinhardt or Andres Segovia, but I can say with 100% certainty that they can never play guitar like me, because they are all dead. And but even if they were alive, they wouldn't want to play guitar like me. But let's just say, like, they were forced to, like, they were prisoners of war, and they were being, I don't know, some strange kind of circumstances where the best musicians in the world were forced to play music made by Neanderthals, all right? And so the three people that I mentioned, imagine them being forced to play a song that I wrote. I can say with confidence that it would not sound like me. And so I kind of take that as a win, you know? All right, it wouldn't sound like me, all right? So I hope that the one thing, if you don't know me, I hope the one thing that becomes obvious is that I love San Diego. You know, I asked Jefferson to get me Ted Leitner because I just grew up with him on the radio, him and Jerry, you know, calling games. And that was so comforting and it's so ingrained in my brain. You know, I love the Padres. I love everything about this city. And in all of my bands, I feel like I've kind of willed myself as a de facto representative of this city. And I think one of the most things that I am proud of is that for the people who are familiar with my music and the bands that I've been in, is that they do associate myself and that music with being from San Diego. I'm very proud of that fact. And I have done my best to bring attention to the musical community that I am a part of here. So I feel that more than anything, that is why I'm being acknowledged here today. And I thank you all for that very much. Thank you, Jefferson. Thanks. Wait, I got more. We're gonna go on. You had a microphone. And I know you can barely work that, so I know you don't have a playoff music queued up. So I was thinking on a more serious note. I know that there's not a physical Hall of Fame, and I'm not sure how we will all be immortalized. Bob, has anything, or Bart, has anyone said anything to you? Are you on the chat group? There's some interesting ideas, some loud voices. So one of the ideas, and these are not my ideas, but one of the ideas that I heard was to make a statue of me and put it in Balboa Park. And I think that is, you know, that's out there, you know, a life-size statue, 6'3" or 4". Putting that there, I mean, it seems kind of extreme, but okay, if that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do. But then there's this louder contingent of people who are like, no, it's got to be like really, really big. Like we need like a 10-foot, 12-foot, you know, like all the other statues in Balboa Park. And so that just sounds crazy. But, you know, if you are, actually, you know, I love Balboa Park. If you are like entering Balboa Park from Park Boulevard and you come on down through there and come to the Organ Pavilion, that would be a good spot right there, you know. But because it's the internet, people are always fighting and this decisive. There's a whole other group who are like, no, most people come to the park from Laurel and they drive up Laurel. So we need a second statue right by where they keep all that torture stuff over there by the Museum of Man, and we need one there. That's crazy. It's so, but yeah. I mean, don't even ask me if you're coming to the Balboa Park from the zoo. I mean, the third statue. I mean, I really do think 2 is plenty, all right? So, Bob, you need to start pushing for this now, I'm telling you. So, I have reached so much help and guidance on this musical journey that I literally would have to just thank phone books of people for all the amazing things that I have been able to experience. I would like to thank my mom and dad who are here. They have given me a lifetime of encouragement, support, and influence. You know, I grew up in a very loving house full of music. As a musician, I do believe I get my sense of determination and my drive from my mother, and I get my ear and my ability from my dad, and as a person, I get everything else from the both of them. So I really wanted to say, like, truthfully, the reason why I even was excited to be here as it gives me the opportunity to thank the both of you. I love you very much, so thank you so much. I'd also like to thank my son, Tiger, who has always been so understanding. You know, it's not easy, being the kid of a touring musician, but he's been always so very understanding. And Tiger, your birth, it shaped something in my life in the best possible way. Because of you, it's caused me to make better decisions based on what is truly important to me. I love you so very much. I also want to thank his mother and my ex-wife for doing her best through the uncertainty of being a touring musician. It's not easy, and few would really ask for that kind of life. And I definitely have to thank all the people and all the bands that I've been in. So what I do is the reason why I didn't want to perform is because I'm not a solo guy. I don't have that confidence to just play guitar in front of people. I can rant, but I don't feel musically like I have that confidence. So I rely heavily on the talents and the friendship of others. So for all the people in all the bands that I've been in, and all that supporting group of friends who have traveled with us and help us make it happen, I really owe them the world. I've, through every broken string and wrong note, we've just had an amazing time, and it continues to be so. I'd like to thank my girlfriend Brianna, who has greatly helped me in order to bring harmony to my life, both creatively and in my business and in my personal life in ways that I never thought possible. Thank you. And as you know, like I said, I'm a big fan of San Diego, so I want to thank San Diego. Thanks, San Diego, for being my home. Thanks for nurturing me. Thanks for providing me with the people most dear to me. Thank you for the opportunities that you have provided. And San Diego, thank you for shaping who I am. Thank you so very much.
Once again, welcome to the San Diego Music Hall of Fame, John Reis.